Good morning students. Today I am going to teach you first lesson of social studies and the name of the lesson is history. In this lesson we will study about history. History is divided into two parts. First one is prehistory, another one is history. Prehistory is divided again into two parts. First one is Paleolithic age, next one is Neolithic age. In the same way, history is divided into ancient age, medieval age, modern age, and contemporary age. What is prehistory? Prehistory is the time period when written records were not available, and history is the written records. Okay? Now, what is the need to study history? Why we should study history? History relates the present with the past. Unless we understand our past, we cannot develop a good understanding of the present. That is why it's need to study history so that we can make our present better. History also tells us why we celebrate important historical events like the Independence Day, the Gandhi Jayanti, etc. and the festivals like Diwali, Christmas, Eid and Guru Parv. Now let's discuss about the division of history. Time and history both are continuous. History now relates to a long period of time. For the sake of better understanding and convenience, history has been divided into the following three periods. Ancient period, medieval period and modern period. Now let's discuss one by one. Ancient period. It refers to the very old period when few sources are available about this period. It covers the period up to the 8th century AD. Now medieval period. Now we will discuss about medieval period. It refers to the medieval period. It covers the period from the 9th century to the 17th century. Now we will discuss about modern period. It refers to the more recent period. Many sources are available for this period. It covers the period from the 18th century till now. Okay, I hope you understand. Now we will discuss who is a historian. A person who studies and writes about the past and is considered an authority on it is known as a historian. What are the sources of history? Sources are the things that help us to learn about the past events and people. There are two kinds of sources. First one is archaeological sources. Archaeology is the study of the remains of the past. For example, utensils, coins. Okay, these are archaeological sources. Archaeological sources are a direct evidence of the past. These are studied by archaeologists. Next one, inscription and edicts. Inscriptions are the written records that were engraved on the walls of the caves, temples and on rocks, pillars and clay or copper plates. Now next one is monuments. Monuments are the old buildings which have a historic importance. Temples, mosques, tombs, stupas, palaces and forts are the monuments of the past. The style of construction and the material used throw enough light on the knowledge of the people of the past. For example, the Taj Mahal reveals the artistic skill of the people of its time. Now let's discuss fossils. Fossils are remains of plants, animals or human which have been buried and preserved for millions of years in the earth. They tell a lot about the creatures and existed in the past. Now what are artifacts? Let's discuss about artifact. Artifacts refer to the man-made objects like jewelry, textiles, pottery, toys, and so many things. They are known as artifacts. Coins. Coins are one of the most important source of history. They give information about the name and pictures of the kings and queens. The date on the coins tells about the period of rule of king or queen. Next one is, first one is archaeological sources. It has so many branches. Now we will discuss literary sources. Literary sources or written sources. The art of writing took a very long time to develop. The first written source developed in the form of manuscripts, which were handwritten. Manuscripts are handwritten records of the past events. Now, religious literature. Manuscript is again divided into religious literature and secular literature. First one is religious literature. Religious literature deals with religious writings. The Vedas, the Puranas, the Buddhist Tripitaks, and the Jain Agnes are some religious literature. Secular literature. Secular literature is not religious. It does not talk of religion. It just informs about the historical events, stories, plays, poems, biographies of kings, writings of foreign travelers, etc. Now, what are historical events? A knowledge about the historical events makes us learn a lot. One event causes another. For example, the British East India Company was formed in 600. It came to India to do business but later ruled over India with an iron hand. The famous Jallianwala Bagh massacre happened in 1919. Now, the most important thing, what is the need to preserve sources? What we will do after preserving these sources, and why are we studying history? Sources of history are the documents or text in various forms. Special care should be taken to preserve these. Once we lose them, we can never get them back. Historians should ensure that all types of literatures are preserved in the best possible way. I hope you understand the chapter. Thank you.